Hello guys and welcome to episode 14 of the Caged In podcast. This is a podcast where I, your host, Petros, will be watching every single Nicolas Cage film, every single fucking frame of the insanity that is Nicolas Cage. The ridiculous, the absurd, the good, the bad, and the fucking mental. This week we will be looking at Wild at Heart. The time has finally come. What a time it is. It's perfect timing because Twin Peaks is back. The David Lynch masterclass in TV filmmaking. It is pretty much filmmaking. It is. I've watched the first 4 hours and it's fucking sublime. I can't wait to see where this series goes. Those of you who haven't seen the original series or haven't watched any of the new series yet, get on it, guys, because it is fucking great. Those of you who don't know a lot about David Lynch, he's like a fucking avant-garde auteur, as it were. He's surrealist, this horror, it's nuts, it's off the wall, and this film is very much in that. Me and Martin had a very interesting time watching this film. It's the first time I've really recorded one of these intros after the matter of fact, because there's been a bit of a gap between when I recorded this and when I'm releasing it. I've got a nice little backlog for you guys, so it's gonna be fun. But let's get into the rules for those of you who have never listened before. Hey, not everyone's following every film, I get that, so it's cool. If Wild at Heart is something that appeals to you or someone you know, let them know about it. Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at CagedInPod, and hit me up on the emails, it's cagedinpod@gmail.com. But yeah, back to the rules. The rules are fairly simple. I have two of them. No distractions and no expectations, and they go as follows. No distractions. Phones off, laptops off, literally nothing to distract us. It's us and the film, and that's that, and no expectations. So I haven't seen this film, my guest hasn't seen this film, we're going in totally blind. We both kind of had some expectations of this film because I'd partly watched it and Martin had watched it all the way through, he believed, but still, some of that is unavoidable. Like, there are definitely Nicolas Cage films I have seen. There's a majority of them I haven't seen. But yeah, let's get on with it. This one's pretty long, so I'm going to keep this intro nice and short. But this was really fun. So I really enjoyed recording this one, and I really hope you guys enjoy listening to it. So we're going to get into the ridiculous nature of Nicolas Cage. Feels like I've been awake for days, watching films starring Nicolas Cage. Could be shit or it could be fun. Valley Girl, Face Off, An Army of One, Deadpool, Cornell, Lord of War, The Wicker Man, Trespass, and so many more. Know how it starts, I don't know how it ends. The first 10 are solo, then it's me and some friends. No distractions, no expectations. Over the weeks, hear my frustrations. I guess the podcast is about to begin. I'm your host, Petros, and I'm caged in. Right, guys, let's get into this shit. Obviously, today is Wild at Heart, directed by David Lynch. And I actually have a guest with me here today, guys. I have local funny man, from Brighton. Sorry, I was going to say Brian.
I thought he was going to call me Brian.
Yeah. Martin Huxter.
That is my name. Not necessarily local funny man.
I thought
I've changed my name to Brian since moving to Brighton.
Brighton Brian.
Just for the fun of alliteration.
Yeah. So, do you know much about this film, Martin?
I've seen it once, maybe 1.5 times, but not for a good few years. I saw it once when I was younger, and I had that very much, what the fuck did I just see kind of reaction to it. So yeah, kind of looking forward to it again.
Did you know anything about the film when you went into it? Like, just that Nicolas Cage
tends to act like Nicolas Cage. So yeah, it was good. And Nicolas Cage plus David Lynch equals
Yeah, fucking insanity. Yeah,
basically. Yeah,
I've possibly watched this film. I bought it on Blu-ray a good few years ago because I was going through that wanky arty stage of being like, hey man, I'm gonna buy every single David Lynch film. So like when potential like love interests come to my bedroom or whatever, they'll go, oh look, he's really cultured. He's got the Stanley Kubrick box set. He's got all the Lynch. Like
it's like the modern day version of having like Catcher in the Rye on your bookshelf.
Yeah,
going, oh look at that! I understand culture in the past. Yeah,
definitely. And the girlfriend I've currently got wasn't impressed by that. That wasn't the first thing she was impressed by. So it was probably a wasted thing. I've got films I've never seen, like Inland Empire and Mulholland Drive.
It's probably because Inland Empire is the longest, most difficult movie to ever get through without falling asleep and waking up terrified.
Yeah, that's
which I'm pretty sure is what David Lynch goes for with most of his movies.
Yeah, and that kind of brings me to this. Like, I'm fucking, as I said, like I bought the DVD and had no idea what it was gonna like. I've never watched it. I think I tried to watch it once at like 1 a.m. thinking, oh, this would be a great time to stick on a David Lynch film. Like,
yeah,
I thought it was going to be his most accessible one, but it probably wasn't the best time to put it on.
It probably was. I was saying to you before, I think that I tried to attempt to watch Blue Velvet once with my ex-girlfriend, and we put it on, and we were both pretty sleepy, and I woke up sort of about half an hour later or so, and it was a scene where Laura Dern is just hysterically screaming, and it probably wasn't the best way to ease my way into the psyche of David Lynch, but yeah, throw in some Nicolas Cage and fun times, man. Fun times.
Yeah, of course. As you guys, if you've listened before, will know, like, the guy is fucking nuts. Vampire's Kiss, I cannot implore people enough to just...
I've not actually seen that.
Even if you don't want to watch the film, just watch. There's YouTube clips. There's a really famous one where he does the alphabet. There's like featured on. For Martin's sake, for listeners at home, obviously we talked about it on the episode before, but yeah, I'll show you that clip.
Okay. I'll refrain from googling it in the meantime.
Yeah, I'll before we watch this film, I'm gonna have to do that.
That sounds good.
It's fucking bananas.
Everyone needs bonus features.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're going to put our feet up, turn our phones off, and get raging with Cage. Whoa! So, yeah.
Yeah, that just happened.
How was that for you? Like...
I don't remember, like, the last 2/3 of the movie.
Even now, or you mean?
Yeah, even now, I'm still trying to like reconstruct what just happened. But yeah, because I said to you before, that film, I was 9 when that film came out, and I think it used to be like 18 decades after a film was made that it eventually came out on video.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that when I was younger, and yeah, I think it was more like one of those movies where you used to just skip through it, looking for like good things to masturbate to. Definitely said that. But I remember I've seen a lot of that movie, but there's like the other 80-90% of it I haven't. And that's not a good film to be watching just when you're just getting to grips with sexuality and masturbation. You probably shouldn't throw David Lynch into the mix.
Oh, definitely not. I actually wrote down in my notes a fair few times. I put cigarettes and sex.
Yes, because it's the 80s, right? That's the 80s montage. Is red, cigarettes, and then the generic woman clawing the corner of the sheet to let you know that ecstasy is just on
happening.
It's there.
It's the unclenching, like the release of like sexual pleasure almost as well. You see a lot of that.
Laura Dern is just the perfect person to
yeah. So shall we get into how this film fucking starts?
Let's chronologically dissect this wondrous adventure.
So I've written down literally the film starts in a blaze, like it's just fucking,
it's like
fire bellowing.
Are we gonna ease you into this movie? Fuck no.
Yeah. Like the first 5 minutes, you know what you're in for. You've got it all. You've got like, I don't think it's 10 minutes in before there's like
It's not even
references paedophilia and all sorts. But yeah, it starts off in the lobby of a hotel or like some type of a banquet. It doesn't matter where it is, but like
it's a big ass building.
And our main man, Raging Cage, old fucking sailor. Fucking
natural standing,
fucking
non-posing.
Sleazy Presley is one of the things I wrote down in this. Like, he's confronted by a guy who has the best fucking name. What is it? It's Bob Lee. Oh no, is it Bob Ray Lemon?
Bob Ray Lemon.
Bob Ray.
Which sounds like the tripled name person you'd normally have who assassinated a president or something.
Yeah.
Bob Ray Lennon was always seen reading Catcher in the Rye and going, "Damn Kennedy, I'm going to get you one day."
And he pulls the classic flick knife.
I'm going to get you by showing you the knife and giving you time to react to it by grabbing my arm.
So what does Cage do? He
waits for the rock music.
Yeah, the fucking music in this.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then smashes the guy's head to fucking bits.
It's like, yep, Nick, I think you've apprehended him. You could probably walk away now.
Yeah, definitely. The guy was unarmed probably within the first blow against fucking head against the is it a banister? Yeah. And then he just persists. It's not, I don't think his mind works in the way that like, unless there's like brain and sinew, like the guy.
I haven't seen enough skull yet. He might still be all right. He might walk this off.
Yeah,
he might be able to walk this off. Like, sprained ankle. He's got a little bit of a hole in his head, but he's still functioning.
And straight after doing this, one of the reasons he was like the guy apprehended him was he said, "You've been trying to fuck your girlfriend's mother in the toilet for the past 10 minutes," and he then looked the mother straight in the eye whilst lighting a cigarette and just points straight at her.
That is a point. I mean, if you're going to point someone out in a crowd, do it that way. Get your hair a bit dishevelled.
Smash a guy's skull in.
You're probably being photographed after that, people looking at you. You got to look iconic.
Look cool.
You got to look like he looks like he was auditioning for a Tarantino movie. It looks like he was like.
I definitely felt this film was kind of almost proto like Tarantino, but with a load of other shit just thrown in. Like I kept thinking, I don't know if it's like obviously the kind of star-crossed lovers like thing reminded me of
True Romance.
Yeah, and the kind of 60s like surfy stuff like reminded, and like the shots of the cars driving down the road reminded me of Pulp Fiction with like the John Travolta stuff when he's fucking heroined up off his eyeballs. That's another guy as well who's fucking batshit crazy, but that's a whole.
What did you say to me when we watched this? It's the only time I've ever seen a movie where Nicolas Cage isn't the weirdest one in the film.
Yeah, definitely.
He's the voice of reason.
I think Nicolas Cage has found like it's recently David Lynch has said he's not going to make any more films, which is
heartbreaking.
A real loss to cinema because he's probably the only person who can put Nicolas Cage in a film, and him be normal. Like, everything is so ramped up.
I relate most to Nicolas Cage in this movie.
Yeah, it's like, Willem Dafoe's pretty fucking nuts. We'll get on more to that when we get to him. But everyone's so fucking crazy that
What did I say within the first 10 seconds? I really feel like Gary Busey should be in this movie. Why is he not in this movie?
I don't know, he was probably...
I feel like this is a love letter from David Lynch to Gary Busey.
Yeah, I feel like he was probably doing like loads of coke. Like Gary Busey was probably, I don't know, this would have been way after Lethal Weapon. I was going to say he was probably trying to strong arm Riggs and fucking Myrtle somewhere. Or yeah, I admitted as well, I've always been confused between Gary Busey and Nick Nolte. I don't know what it is. I think they're both like gruff motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, I mean,
who's in Point Break? Is it Gary Busey or is it Nick Nolte?
It's not Nick Nolte.
Oh, it's Gary Busey. See, I saw it's Nick Nolte. Fuck's sake.
Nick Nolte was once voted he was like the sexiest man alive, like one of the sexiest actors. It was like early mid-90s. He was like the sexiest man alive, or one of. And then a few years later, you saw like the downfall with the police mugshot.
Sure, they didn't just get a photo of Gary Busey and then confuse them like I do. Gary Busey is actually like solely responsible for everyone's bad thoughts against Nick Nolte. Like he's done nothing wrong. It's Gary Busey. Like people just getting confused.
People just walking around with bad connotations between the two.
Then we jump. He's obviously sent to jail because that's what happens when you smash a guy's skull in.
But it was like, what was it, like 22 months later?
22 months and 18 days later.
The judge is like going through his little book of how to sentence people. So what did you do? So, you smashed a guy's skull in. Just less than 2 years.
Yeah.
A little bit longer than a year. Enough time to reflect on what it is you've done. Well, the other guy had a little knife. What kind of knife was it? I think it wasn't even a knife. It was like a sharp pencil.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it might have been a comb at first.
One of those instances where the police were like, "Oh, he wasn't even armed. He was literally about to comb his hair." And Nicolas Cage just overreacted, as he often does. He just needed an excuse to point dramatically, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. He was actually at the conference hall to do a presentation on
pointing.
Yeah, and he just needed to show people on his diary.
Point at someone. I have to get their attention first. I know.
The first thing Sailor does is he calls up Lula's house. And the person who answers is Lula's fucking crazy mum.
Oh, this woman.
Who, like, are you looking up who she's
I
played by?
I was looking up.
Oh my lord!
So it's Diane Ladd. With an extra D.
Double D.
So laddish, she earns herself an extra D.
She is probably my standout for this film. I think her single-handedly might make Nicolas Cage look sane in this.
You get the impression that David Lynch dated a girl once and really didn't like the girl's mother, and then just like exaggerated it by like 18,000%. Like, oh, she didn't want her to see you. Oh yeah, you should have seen what this girl's mother was like. She rode a broomstick. She put lipstick all over her face. Oh. Just literally, what did I write within the first few minutes? I was like, she's like Joan Collins on a bad day, or a good day, depending on how you feel about Joan Collins. But it's just a film of overactors.
Oh yeah,
trying to outdo each other.
The melodrama in this, it is like fucking EastEnders and Coronation Street, like family affairs.
Take
everything.
Take Sean Connery in The Untouchables, for the most overdramatic acting of all time. Al Pacino in basically, I don't know, anything. Yeah. And then like put them on the worst drugs on the planet and then go, right, see who can win this.
Yeah, I definitely feel like cocaine maybe it might have been on like catering services for this film.
It's possible.
Like it was like action and then just literally moments before there's rails going everywhere, like off the clapperboard. Like that's what it was. They just had a line on the clapperboard. When it clacked down, bang, coke everywhere. It was just in the air. It's been pumped out by David Lynch.
And we had Laura Dern. She's the poser of the century.
Yeah.
I think she's got a problem with her neck. She might have like a very heavy neck. She's constantly, if you look at throughout this entire film, she's holding her neck up in that kind of way that Michael J. Fox used to do, where he's like scratching the back of his neck. And I feel like if she wasn't discovered in this movie and all these other movies she did, she's a few steps away from being the woman in the Cadbury's flake advert. I can see her in the bath eating a flake in a very erotic way, sort of looking into the distance.
I've got to admit, I thought Laura Dern was pretty sexy in this film. But that is kind of squashed. That's kind of squashed through some of the events in this film. It gets pretty fucking bananas. Lula, that is Laura Dern's character. Sorry, I'm just fucking...
My bad. Lula.
No, don't worry. I'm just trying...
No. It's important we keep the mystique going.
Yeah.
It's important we keep this going.
We don't want to confuse you guys because this film will do that like itself. So like we don't want to encourage any confusion because we probably don't even know what we're fucking talking about with this
We had
film.
to take a little break after watching this, right? We had to.
Yeah.
It's emotionally draining watching this movie.
Yeah, we had to like kind of like looked at each other a bit like
re-engage in society and the world.
we were like men broken like like miners like kind of been I don't know like
Petros just looked at me like I'd been in a car accident. He was like, "Are you okay?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "I think so. I'm not sure." But yeah, classic.
out of prison, classic. She's picking him up on the street corner. She's got his most prized possession with him.
I like when someone wears a very distinctive jacket. I like to hear the story behind it and why they like the jacket.
Yeah, exactly. What is the thing he says? He says, "Do you know why?" He says, "Like, do you know why that's my favourite jacket?" or something like that. And he's like,
"It's an expression of my individuality."
Yeah, and that like
belief in personal freedom.
that's the...
But in case you forgot it, about half an hour later on the dance floor.
Oh, he's going to repeat it,
He's
guys.
going to
Don't worry about
He's
that.
going to tell us again. He's got to get his message out.
Yeah. So
He's like the Jehovah's Witness of snakeskin jackets. Just to make sure everybody gets the good message.
So what's the first thing you do when you get out of prison? That's it. You go have sex in a motel room, guys. And then after they have sex, probably the most like weirdest post-coital thing I've ever seen is he holds an old radio, like laying on his back, feet in the air with a radio on his feet.
Just listening to her tell stories.
Yeah, and her stories get pretty dark pretty quickly, where she mentions about losing her virginity, and you kind of get a glimpse into her past. This is.
I mean, they're both tired from the.
They're both tired from the rumpy pumpy, but she tells. Oh, is that what you meant?
Who knows? the movie, the script, the sex. There's so many.
Yeah.
Possibilities.
Yeah. She tells her it's a harrowing flashback of a rape. Would you say like
The guy didn't look like didn't look like he had it in it. He kind of looked like a guy that's going to be like working at the DVLA
or like a travelling salesman?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like he'd be
yeah.
knocking on the door with a Hoover, like.
And then when her mother finds out and sees what's happened,
But it happens like instantly. Do you know what I mean? Like it's literally like it's like
Yeah.
the mum was waiting outside the door.
and then she
like...
goes and slaps him like, "Bad man, you shouldn't do that. We don't like that in this house. Silly man."
And he gets his comeuppance, you see, in like a series of flashbacks. His car goes hurtling down a cliff, as it should do. Paedophiles are bad, guys. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that.
Yeah. The whole time she's telling us, she's still supporting her neck. She's still supporting her neck because it's very, very heavy.
Then we get, again, my favourite fucking character in the film. We get. I don't even think you find out her name. I didn't care to know her name. I've just got her down as Lula's mum is talking to Harry Dean Stanton, who sublime actor.
I love him.
Doesn't really get a lot in this film, but gets some fucking peculiar scenes.
He's I love Sean Penn movies. Like my favourite movie, Hurly Burly, and then another movie that he did called She's So Lovely with John Travolta as well and Robin Wright Penn. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. But he's in that as like Sean Penn's best friend / drinking partner, I guess you could call him. But yeah, he has that same sort of role where he's just sort of around crazy people, kind of trying to go, all right.
Yeah. Him and I don't know, like him and Nicolas Cage probably seem like the most grounded people in this.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, like they've just walked in and gone, oh, all right, well.
Yeah, like this is what we're doing today. I'm gonna sit in a chair whilst the lady crawls up to me, acts like a cat, and it's kind of like, you need to go track down my daughter with her new boyfriend.
I think I
want him
heard
killed.
about like 80% of the actors walked out originally on the first read of the script or table read or something like that with this movie. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, like
which explains a lot.
Yeah, I kind of feel like at this point maybe David Lynch, like with the success of Twin Peaks, I believe this was filmed whilst Twin Peaks was, like it's kind of famed for knowing that his involvement in this was a reason that Twin Peaks season 2 kind of went off the rails because he wasn't there to helm it, or like, yeah, he wasn't there at the helm to like oversee what was going on. Kind of, he left the creative decisions to he was no longer showrunner. He had other people just kind of running with it, and then.
Well, it's good that you're doing this because there's a big revival of all these types of.
Yeah. Obviously, Twin Peaks is coming back. I'm going to be putting this out sometime in May, definitely before. Yeah, this should be before the 22nd or 21st, I believe it is. Twin Peaks season 3. Can't fucking wait. But oh fuck. Yeah. Where are we?
This movie I always got this movie confused. There's another movie around about the same time, I think. It was called Something Wild. I know it got similar titles as well, but it was Melanie Griffith, and I think it's like Jeff Daniels and Ray Lighters in it. It's another road movie with just crazy
I was getting
bitches.
it confused with the ITV television show Wild at Heart about a family who live in South Africa and look after animals.
Well,
no, that wasn't me. I googled Wild at Heart earlier to find some pictures, and it just came up with this.
It's a good thing you was paying attention. You could have come in this with really
post that on social media, like, gonna be doing this Nicolas Cage film. Someone's like, I'm pretty sure my mum used to watch that on a Sunday evening.
like you know, you're gonna have surprises, whatever you go in thinking about with this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the other way around. Imagine making the mistake, like, your nan's really into the ITV show, and you go, oh, nan's really into Wild at Heart. Like, the DVD case looks pretty fucking risky, but if that's what she likes, that's what she likes. Like, I'm going to put it in a stocking at Christmas.
To the circle of life. It all goes around. But it's important to remember, guys, that Nicolas Cage started smoking at, what was it? 4
years old. Oh my fuck.
He gets some good lines in this movie.
He gets some amazing lines.
He gets some great lines. There was a bit towards the end, not to like jump too much. I know we're going chronologically, but he just goes, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
It's almost like he's just woken up, like, how did I get here?
Yeah, I definitely felt like the 4th wall was broken in that. It was like, he wasn't speaking as Sailor anymore.
He was actually Nicolas Cage. He was just like, why am I even on this film set? Like, I feel like I could do better than this right now.
I want to know what photos what David Lynch has got on him or something. I don't know. As I was saying, the point I was trying to make with the Twin Peaks thing was, I think the success of that, possibly lots of money got thrown at this film, and he kind of just got to do whatever the fuck he wanted, and that's, you can see it all up on the screen, really. Like,
I mean, his showreel that he obviously had to convince him was probably just, hi, I'm a method actor. Can you, out of nowhere, suddenly get very, very irate?
Yeah, definitely.
Just, like, if you were to rob a bank, how would you do it? Well, I'd find my way into the middle of the room, and then for no reason, I'd just start going,
we get a flashback then of the mum's recounts of the events from the opening scene. So it hasn't even been 5 minutes, and we're getting flashbacks.
Yeah, just in case.
We're getting we're getting what happened. The supposed him trying to fuck her in the toilet. It wasn't like that at all.
Yeah, from her perspective, you'd think she'd make it more convincing.
That it was him.
Yeah, hey guys, see it from my perspective. You'd think she'd convince herself that something else happened.
No, she's
just showing her, and you know,
she shows it straight, and it's her literally going, "Mama wants to fuck."
Oh, you don't? Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to compare you to a toilet.
Yeah.
And over dramatically shut the door.
And they talk in a cubicle for a while, and that's it. We're back to Sailor and Lula, and they're going dancing.
I feel like the phrase "everybody was kung fu fighting" had its real. I mean, Nicolas Cage on the dance floor it's exactly like Nicolas Cage everywhere else in life.
Yeah, I definitely. This is the moment I've written down here: Elvis on crack, because
it looks like he's doing aggressive Tai Chi.
Well, there's the famous thing Elvis apparently used to show off to people, his karate moves. That was one of the things Elvis would do because he's big into karate. I don't know, like, if you're that... Yeah, he probably did fucking loads of drugs as well, like...
It's possible.
Or just all the fat he ate seeped into his brain and warped it. And he fucking died on the toilet, the nutty bastard.
Elvis, kids, for you.
Yeah.
Just getting into the world and learning about history. And when you Googled Elvis, you didn't get told that.
There it is. There is the words of the mind of a fucking nutter. Right?
Or maybe we've just watched Wild at Heart. And
Definitely. I think
right
Elvis and Nicolas Cage maybe have merged into one.
There may be some sort of connotation there. It's possible.
But the dancing, what type of music? Like, it's the music they're dancing to as well. Like, it's the same track from the Skull Crusher. Yeah. It's like this thrash band who are actually really versatile musicians because at Sailor's request they stop because like, I don't know if like they did this because it like they couldn't have recorded the sound with the band playing to have a conversation. Maybe they didn't have that in the budget or whatever, but to make it even more dramatic, the band stops and he fucking scuffles with a guy. It's loads of close-ups of cigarettes.
The guy changes his mind very quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Gives him a little punch, and then he gets up and he goes, "Do you know what? I've seen the error of my ways."
Yeah. I think what it was the cigarette. Like, he
got punched in the face really hard, and he went down, and his hand hit the cigarette, and he went, "Ow!"
And I knew that cigarette was going to be of some significance because as he flicked it, there was a real close-up shot of the floor, and what bounced into the middle of the frame.
Tremendous foreshadowing, my
friend.
Yeah,
exactly. That cigarette, that's going to come back. At some point, maybe later.
I feel like they could have had a packet there as well, Marlboro Lights.
Yeah.
It would have been like the best product placement of all time.
There is some product placement in this film, like...
Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah, we'll fucking get to that.
We'll add some foreshadowing, we'll get back to that.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, guys, this is like this is multi-layered.
The narratives are in abundance.
This is the fucking Breaking Bad of podcasts, a bit of foreshadowing.
This is how David Lynch writes this movie as well. Did he write this as well?
Yeah, it's based on a book
Book?
from Barry Gifford, I think it is. I don't know, I might have to have a fucking little look at Barry Gifford's
I feel like Barry
past.
Gifford's not a name you're going to automatically have already known. I feel like you must have looked that up earlier today.
I know, I saw it on the opening titles.
We've got the credits paused right now, and it says Aunt Ruthie, hotel manager, reindeer dancer, and old bum. right above Timmy Thompson. There's Bob Ray Lennon.
Hey, it's played by, I want to give a shout out to Greg Dandridge.
And Greg's a double G as well. Is Greg normally a double G?
I don't think so, no.
What's with the extra letters in this movie? We've got, what's her face, lad?
I think it's the crazy 90s or not 80s. This would have been made in the 80s. Yeah, I believe, I don't know, people were mixing it up. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, that person's just got one G. How am I gonna stand out in Hollywood? Get me that second G on my name.
Yeah, there's no spelling Tiffany in 15 different ways. You just add an extra consonant to your name. That's how you really stand out. So where are we in the story?
So they've had the scuffle on the dance floor.
Yep.
Cigarette to the hand.
About time Cage did an Elvis song, right?
Definitely. I don't know how you celebrate beating someone up. Like, I don't tend to beat people up, but like if I were to, I would definitely sing an Elvis song. Or I don't know, like.
I mean, what I'll do, I'll go and stand in the corner and look sultry and point at someone.
I saved that for when I'm skull crushing.
Skull crushing is not a verb I've ever used.
I found really weird as well when he's singing it's definitely not actually in the scene. It definitely feels like it was put on afterwards. Is the kind of like
the crowd cheering
Beatles main
that's the first thing it's like the early the fan Beatles kind of era.
Screaming. I'm not going to do an impression because like your poor fucking ears, guys. But
and there's maybe like 8 people in that club.
Oh, definitely,
including the bouncers.
Yeah, including the band, and there's at least 6 of them.
Nicolas Cage has the ability to get applause from people who aren't even there.
Yeah, but the band as well. As I said, they were playing, as we said, thrash metal. Now all of a sudden, they've like just got.
Well, they're versatile.
Very versatile. Yeah, they've got smooth. They've got a lot of reverb on the guitars. They're fucking killing it with the Elvis classic. I don't know what Elvis song it is. She makes reference saying, "Oh, why didn't you sing Love Me Tender?" And he was like, "I'm gonna save that for singing that to my wife." Like that is. I think that's a pretty clear. Like, I don't know if Nicolas Cage did a lot of research for this, apart from just go, "Oh, I'm really obsessed with Elvis anyway. I'm just gonna fucking do that." Like,
yeah. I feel like there's a lot of possible improv that happened.
Oh, definitely. What do we get? I've written down here lots of close-ups of cigarettes.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's the montage.
You get.
I know it's like 1990, but it's kind of the late 80s.
Yeah, you're getting like
fade to red,
like
rock music, kind of,
and tons.
What was it? There's a Risky Business with Tom Cruise. I remember when I was younger, and my sister had a VHS of that, and I told my friend, "Oh, I found a porno." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a porno." And it was just like Tom Cruise and I can't remember what's her face in it. And it's that kind of, oh my God, they're about to have... No, I can see some of their body parts in the distance. And then you just fade to red.
Yeah,
music.
There's a scene
doors
in this...
blowing open with the wind, that kind of thing.
There's a scene in this where they just like fade to every colour possible.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, let's just see what we could do. Like
we've done red 5 times. Let's try blue this time.
So
there's probably some significance to that we're completely missing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, imagine you could probably watch this film 1,000 times and still not know what's fucking going on.
Couldn't. There are a lot of movies, there are a lot of movies I could and have watched 1,000 times. This is definitely not one of them.
They're back in the hotel room and they have a conversation. Well, there's loads of Wizard of Oz references in this film.
It's loosely based on it, so I remember hearing before. And the lad, what's her face? What's her first name? I can't remember now. Was it Diane Ladd? The mother, anyway.
Yeah, Diane Ladd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much personified by Lula, like in her imagination, as the Wicked Witch of the West, yeah?
Yeah, in one scene, I think she's got her red shoes on and she clicks her heels more than 3 times, which is why it probably doesn't work. It's like a Wizard of Oz blackjack, and she's done more than 3 times, so she busted. It didn't work. Sorry.
The dealer always wins,
26.
Guys.
Sorry. Keep tapping, bitch.
They have like a lot of this is just them laying on beds having weird conversations, and this one is possibly my favourite when they're just having like, this feels like an advert in itself because they're just listing like, it's like, oh, my mum used to smoke these cigarettes and now smokes Viceroys. What about your, like, when
we should try them. They're so good.
Yeah, they might as well just like held the packet up to the camera and gone like,
these are good, these are bad.
Yeah. Marlboro Red, really get that blackened lung quick.
Do you sometimes feel tired after a long skull crushing day?
Marlboro Red.
Why not try menthol?
And Nicolas Cage, our sailor, says that he started smoking at the age of
4.
I have this visual image,
like a little mini.
Yeah, like me
Cage.
Me and my girlfriend have discussed this, that we can't pitch. She always says to me, she can't. Whenever I mention stories of when I was like a little kid, she pictures me, like how I look now, but on a tiny body.
It makes sense because I've known you quite a long time now. I've probably known you at least like,
yeah, it's got to be
8, 9,
near,
9 years. Because when I first met you, you had like a full on, not like a beard like you have now, but you had some serious like shadow stubble situation going on. And he was like, our friend was like, how old do you think Petros is? And I was like, I don't know, 20, what you are now, basically. He was like, yeah, he's like 17.
Yeah,
18,
I was definitely, yeah, I was
like,
fucking...
Dude, you need another shave.
Yeah, I am... I had a tough childhood, guys, all right? I didn't.
But yeah, everyone has a dramatic phone manner in this movie. People don't just answer the phone in wild at heart. This guy, everyone's the one person who answered it, he was like, who's the bad guy in Inspector Gadget? Is it Dr. Claw?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Spinning in his chair, dramatic kind of repeat everything twice kind of thing.
The conversation again in this scene goes dark again. It's like it's like Lula just like they're like having a fun conversation and she can't help but fucking turn it dark because she mentions that her dad fucking poured gasoline over his head, or is it kerosene? It doesn't, flammable
Something
liquid.
flammable, yeah. Something that encourages fire.
Again, I had the image of like those Buddhist monks. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of what but like I love in a film a good fire walk. Like I find like,
I mean, I feel like it's still gonna hurt probably. I've never set myself on fire before.
I
definitely.
Just assume
it'll probably sting a little bit, but it didn't seem like he planned it. Like he kind of frantically ran around the house, set fire to all the curtains. Like, dude, what was your plan? Were you just thinking you were going to sit there?
I always think that's a really fun day on set, though. Do you know what I mean? Like getting to do that. Like, hey, put the weird suit on, and you're gonna run around on fire today, Jim. And he's like, yes, my big.
I reckon Nicolas Cage got jealous. I reckon Cage did that. Possibly.
In the previous in one of the previous episodes, Vampire's Kiss, he actually there's a scene in it he eats a cockroach.
Oh, and we watched the scene that you mentioned by the way before that. We should probably quickly address that before we forget about that. That was amazing because you see the evolution, the gradual process in which Nicolas Cage realizes to talk in that distinctive way. It's kind of like. It's kind of like Christopher Walken, but in his own unique way.
It's like Bill and Ted doing a Christopher Walken impression.
It is. It's exactly what it's like. I can't remember. There was a comedian that I heard, and I never forget this impression because it makes me laugh so much. What does he say? Christopher Walken defusing a bomb. Okay, ready? Boom. It's crazy. It's a fucking hard impression to get right, but one day. But yeah, I mean, I've said to you one of the films I'd love to sit here and do the podcast with you was Honeymoon in Vegas.
Honeymoon in Vegas, which I believe is
amazing.
Coming up pretty soon, actually. That's episode 16. So that's
great.
That's two films.
There's a great Cage line in that bit where he's like, "Hey, I know that now." He just has this amazing ability to elongate words. He's like a crazier Dr. Cox.
Amazing. That's a little it's not so much a spoiler for me because
it's just a standalone line.
Yeah. That alone, though, is getting me excited for that one because
if that doesn't, you got classic Sarah Jessica Parker.
Exactly. James Caan as well, I believe.
Yes,
I only know that because I've got it on DVD and I've looked at the front cover.
So
what happens next? Oh, they get on the road. They want to get out of town. They talk about going to California, but it turns out they're driving to New Orleans. Yeah. And then back to my favourite lady, old lipstick face.
Yeah, she's got some issues.
Oh, she is now talking to this.
She's feeling the burn of losing Obamacare, I think.
Another brilliant name in this, Marcellus Santos.
You say Marcellus, you're automatically thinking, was it
Wallace?
You're
thinking, definitely.
You're an angry guy who's not going to respond well to criticism.
Well, this guy is pretty. Turns out, I think his plan is he wants to not just kill Sailor, he wants to kill Harry Dean Stanton's character Johnny. He's like,
that's how we know he's bad.
Yeah, definitely. If the first scene is,
I think I'm going to kill someone else just because I want to.
Yeah, and he's like, and I don't really. Do they go into his motives in why he wants to kill him as well? It's kind of like for some reason they both fancy the mum.
I was going to say, does he really like her that much?
Yeah, I don't like.
I mean, he must be drawn to like her warmth.
I don't know. Some people like I don't
Maybe like chicks with makeup. I don't know.
Yeah, likes red lipstick.
Maybe he has a thing for Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Who knows? I feel like I need to clarify as well. I think I mentioned at the beginning. This was around the time probably when masturbation began in my life. It was actually the scene with the when he's recalling about the girl he slept with, who's walking up. Up the stairs. Just in case, we've been talking a lot about the mother and stuff. I mean, she's sweet. I'm not sure she did it for me back then. I mean, maybe now, but tastes evolve.
Exactly. That just reminds me of a totally weird point that I don't know. I always see in vintage shops that they sell like old Playboys, and I always think of the thing like, what do those ladies look like now? And that's total. I'm going fucking.
That's a different conversation.
That's a whole different podcast or therapy session.
Whatever's cheaper.
We get introduced to a character called Mr. Reindeer, who
it's like they had to keep up in the last character.
You get Marcellus Santos, who's kind of...
Oh, come on, guys, we're going to have to push the... How about Mr. Reindeer?
Mr. Reindeer gets phoned by Marcellus. I just call him Santos. Everyone in the film just calls him Santos, so I'm going to call him Santos. He is taking a shit on the toilet on the phone with like a topless lady just stood in the doorway. And I think they have this weird like code of how business gets done. It's to do with silver dollars getting posted through mailboxes and envelopes with who they want, who the contract's out on. It's all a bit like
The Crow Flies at Midnight.
Yeah, it's a bit like John. It's a bit John Wick as well. Like obviously that came out years later, but like that whole like weird underworld thing that.
Things aren't done properly.
Yeah, I think
not properly, but conventionally.
They're done in convoluted ways.
They refuse to play by society's rules, even with the most basic of stuff.
And like you see the silver dollars go through letterboxes, and then Mr. Reindeer makes a phone call to a silhouette, basically.
A silhouette that doesn't necessarily convey normal body shape and parts. There's someone with a involved.
Yeah, and a like kind of leg brace, like Forrest Gump style.
I mean, she's had some work done.
But what is Mr. Reindeer doing? Again, like he's got a penchant for topless women, and in this instance, two topless women stood next to him. He sat on.
That's how you know you've made it, right?
Yeah. Is it like what? Is it a chair? Is it a throne?
It's a throne chair.
Yeah.
and you said he appears to be drinking
Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol,
yeah. There's
the drink of champions.
Yeah, bottle of pink liquid, that chalky, lovely Pepto-Bismol.
What are you going to do with your money when you make it? I think I'm going to hire two women. Maybe 2 women. Is that too much?
Maybe
3's too much. No, we'll keep it.
Yeah,
modest.
I'll keep it 2.
We'll keep it modest.
Like the chair I'm sitting in has kind of got like a bit of a swagger to it. Anyway, maybe stood either side of this. I'll kind of kick back, cross my legs. I reckon I might go for 2 bottles of Pepto-Bismol because I think that's a bit more baller than just the single bottle. Like,
and are they going to sit symmetrically? Stand symmetrically either side of you?
I reckon so. Yeah,
you can't have 2 on the same side. That's crazy.
No, definitely not. No. You'd kind of want one.
Symmetry is important.
One's got the phone, I think. So come on, you got to make those topless ladies look like they're doing something.
What do you think happens when the phone goes down? You know. I feel like he doesn't have sex with them.
No, I don't think
he does.
No. That's like.
I think they just follow him around like Palmer girls.
I think the illusion would be shattered as well. The fact that one of them was like.
Wouldn't that be fucked up if that's how Robert Palmer came up with the Palmer girls idea? He watched Wild at Heart and he was like, I don't have girls to follow me around.
That's how I'm getting them.
If I find out that that's how the Palmer girls started, up is down. I don't even understand anymore. David Lynch. Stop it.
The thing I found with this film is as if it was little moments here and there that kind of threw me off. It would be like, I don't know why it's stuck in my mind so much, but there is just It could have gone from the scene before into the next scene, but you just get a shot of a old man hoovering a lobby in a hotel.
Yeah.
It doesn't then, none of the characters then walk into shot or anything.
No.
That's it. And why is this man looks about 90? Why is he still
He
at
won
work?
a game of poker with David Lynch once, and he has to be in the movie.
Maybe he's like the Lynchian Stan Lee.
I mean, it's a movie where Nicolas Cage gets to turn to someone and say, "You think of the weirdest damn things to say sometimes." Cage gets to say that to someone else and be right.
Yeah,
and actually have
I
a
feel
point.
like that is like he probably went up to David Lynch and went, hey David, someone said this to me the other day. Nick, you say some of the weirdest things. How about I say that in this movie? And I reckon that's probably how it went. I haven't been practicing that Nicolas Cage impression.
It felt very in the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if it's any good, but hopefully it's terrible.
You had your arms and shoulders going in a very cagey way there.
Yeah. It's kind of watching all these films. I feel like maybe he is merging. Maybe there's a kind of David Cronenberg style body horror film where a man merges into.
Wouldn't that be amazing if you just one day got like you just encapsulated the spirit of Nicolas Cage and you had to go about your day.
I'm not sure if my girlfriend would be too happy about that. Then
you're at work. Overtime? You're fucking crazy, sir.
They arrive in New Orleans, and as it says here in my notes, more shagging, more cigarettes.
Is this when he tells the story?
No, they keep referencing again. It's like every time they have sex, they've got to make a reference to Wizard of Oz, and then he says, "Let's go out and get a fried banana sandwich," and then this is another.
He said, "This is how Elvis probably died."
On
top of the
well, there's a
drugs
famous
and
sandwich that he
18
there's a famous sandwich
steaks.
he supposedly ate that is, I believe, is banana, peanut butter, and bacon.
Probably steak.
Yeah, it's something
Pork chop.
Something to really get the blood
Keep the circulation going.
Really work it. Really work that heart.
He probably wasn't doing a lot of Pilates.
But yeah, I feel like I'm ragging on Elvis loads this episode. I'm sorry. Like,
fuck you, Elvis.
Yeah. I'm gonna take. I've got a couple of Elvis records here. I'm gonna fucking smash them up afterwards and film it in a blue tint, and then it'll be an opening to a David Lynch film.
Look angsty.
Yeah. We'll put it in slow-mo. We'll drop it into frame, and the vinyl will smash. There you go, guys. We're going to have to stop there, and actually, me and Martin are going to write a script for a film. I'm only joking. That's not actually what's going to happen. We're going to continue talking. Sorry, mate. We're going to continue talking about this fucking crazy show. This is another one of those crazy little moments. I'm not sure if you picked up on this. The high-pitched voice guy.
Yeah.
Did you get what he said? Oh, I didn't
see him ingesting helium from a balloon.
Oh, did he? Or
I don't think he did. I think that's just
the way he spoke.
That's just whether it is the way he spoke, or whether that's just a David Lynch touch, because he does have a tendency to do things like that.
Yeah, and it's
it's so consistent with the rest of their world. Neither of them even blinked. They were just like, there's no reason why that shouldn't be happening right now.
Definitely.
That makes sense.
And then we get the scene, your favourite scene, Martin. the one that...
No, it's the only one I remember.
The one that took you from a boy and turned you to a man.
I just definitely remember it. I mean, because that line, "take a bite of peach," was just embedded into my memory, and it's the only thing I could have told you before today about this movie. I feel like I've got more now. I don't want to connect those two dots in my brain. Like, I don't want to add to that.
And another quote from that scene is, "I had a boner with a capital O."
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing I ever learned how to spell. I had a boner with a capital O.
I don't know what that means. This scene is pretty raunchy. He describes in detail. I'm not going to do it for you, but watch look at it on YouTube. Is it a sexual fantasy, or is it like something that actually happened to him? Is he recalling?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. I don't know if that was when he lost his virginity, but yeah.
And she says,
"Ooh, baby, what a bad boy you are."
"Oh, and you need to get me back to the room because I am fucking horny as you like." And
horny with a capital Z or Z, depending on where you're from.
And again, more cigarette smoking.
Yeah.
More sex.
I mean, they are responsible, though. I think Nicolas Cage, I'll say, is... I need to call him Sailor. I need to call him Cage.
No, it's
He'll
fine.
never
It's
not
fine.
be Nicolas Cage.
I think people will know.
But I think he references the fact both his parents died of lung cancer or something like that. That was even though it's 1990. They were like,
yeah, but he doesn't seem responsible because it's not like, oh, I learned from that and I'm knocking it on the head.
But they just give you the option of taking that piece of information and I'm going to make a responsible choice and not do
it's like they died of either drinking or smoking related illnesses. I'm saying this, cigarette in hand. like I am a smoker and I found it so hard to get through this film without any breaks because every scene literally... someone is smoking, and there's a weird thing that, like, when you see that, it's like, oh, well, I'd actually quite like a cigarette, but, yeah.
Maybe this will help you quit, man.
Yeah, maybe. I'll just watch this once a week. I will become unbearable to be around because...
William Dafoe is fucking crazy.
And,
where are we in the movie by now?
By now, we are... They talk in bed a bit. Like, most of the stuff they say doesn't push the film forward, I don't think. It's just kind of bullshit. And you get a flash of the mum with fucking face covered in lipstick. Like,
I feel like there's probably a reason behind that. I don't think I got it.
No.
I wasn't really paying attention.
I don't know, maybe...
I feel like she's earned the right to just do things for the sake of it, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think there's always necessarily a motive behind her.
I think they're just they're really drilling it home that
How can we make sure that people know she's a crazy bitch? Because up until this point, there might be people out there going, you know what, that woman's a sane motherfucker. She
might have a point, yeah.
She seems pretty grounded. We need to make sure people know that she's unstable. She's looked like she's... like reaching climax while she's like watching.
Yeah, she's got it all in her hair. It's everywhere, and
I don't feel like she acts with her hands enough.
Then we get Lula telling the story of Jingledale, her cousin.
Dear Lord, I really wish Lula would stop telling stories.
Her stories are fucking mental.
Nicolas Cage is actually sitting there in bed each time, just going, what the fuck?
This might explain something that happens at the end. He might have had. Yeah, we'll get to that. I'll definitely elaborate on that at the end. Another again bit of foreshadowing. But Jingledale is played by, I've written here, professional nutcase Crispin Glover.
This is Cockroach Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the best line is. Cockroach in his anus, or cockroach on his anus, I think the line is. He's doing weird shit.
I feel like the bit where he's lying and he's controlled by aliens
who wear
who are controlling the black glove until he realizes that he's the one.
He is the alien.
He is the alien. Him, the alien, the black glove, they're all one. It's like the Holy Trinity.
Yeah. the unholy Trinity, I think. Like,
I feel like that's the part that I was like, and then I fast forwarded it, and I was just like, are there any more horny bitches with nice asses walking up the stairs? That's probably why I didn't see like the last 2/3 of this movie. I just went, nah, this isn't doing it.
Got a bit sleepy.
Creepy Finn Man from Back to the Future is really ruining this for me.
Yeah, Crispin Glover has a career of just playing. Even in Back to the Future, is he playing his dad? Is he? Yeah, Martin McFly's dad. Yeah, in the 50s. There's pretty people.
I feel like the date's significant enough for you to remember for Back to the Future. They might mention it.
Yeah,
is it November 5th, 1955? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Sorry, man. It's been a long. I won't say that long film. It's been a long film.
It has.
You've pushed out old shit to make room for all of this.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a case that I found myself in.
He's going to walk down the street asking people if they got cockroaches in their pants.
Are they real? Is it like?
But the mother held up the other end, didn't she? And the cockroaches were all just lying there still, like they'd been super glued on, or they were just really well behaved cockroaches.
She looked like she was in like a Persil advert or something.
Yeah, she was like not just white, Daz white.
Like
now we've added cockroach.
Yeah, you want to get pants out of your.
Well, cockroaches is the only thing that would
pants?
survive a
washing machine.
Nuclear, a washing machine, and not nuclear war and washing machines.
Or if you want to get out of a like atomic blast, I learnt something from. It's a totally different film, but I learnt something from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Is you get inside a fridge. I'm not sure if you've seen that film, but that is fucking.
How big is your fridge, man?
I don't know. It's one of those old, like like
the old school ones,
retro, like Smeg fridges, or like one of those ones.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
bodies normally fall out of. That probably explains a lot. Actually.
Yeah. So,
like the amount of times the police were like, "Was this hitmen?" Nah, they were just worried about nuclear war. Yeah. forgot to open the door.
We then get Johnny, Harry Dean Stanton watching TV, and he's called up by
crazy bitch,
crazy
bitch with a double D.
Yeah.
Did she have big boobs? I feel like that might be a reason to add an extra name.
No, I don't think. I wasn't really looking. I was kind of.
You couldn't really get past the lipstick, really. Could you?
I couldn't really get past the face covered in lipstick. He's watching TV and
just enjoying a whiskey,
and he's watching like some
TV
wildlife show. Yes. He's just barking. I thought that was fucking nuts. Like
this is how he relaxes.
Yeah, exactly.
He has to deal with her, and he's like, "I've had a hard day.
I've got Glenfiddich.
I just want to sit down and watch a nice, calm assassination in the wild."
Yeah. It's not just. It's not like a David Attenborough or anything like that. It is literally.
There isn't a soothing commentary.
No, it looked like essentially if you're watching like a YouTube video of car crashes, but just animals getting just
eaten by other animals.
Yeah, why didn't I use the analogy you're watching? Why did I have to do the car crash? I could have just said
animals.
You're watching animals getting ripped apart by other animals.
Analogies are good, man.
And the mum says, "I'm coming to New Orleans." I think. My interpretation is she's plagued with guilt because she said, "I've got something to tell you."
Yep.
She knows that Marcellus and
the
Mr. Reindeer's like hit squad are on their way to not just take out Sailor. They're gonna.
But you can't talk on the phone.
No. You can't like.
Might be some alien with black glove and cockroach pants listening.
Yeah.
At the other end.
I
bet you Crispin Glover's on the other end, just going, "Go on. Say it, bitch. Say it. Confirm my suspicions. I've known all along."
Dress the Santa.
Santa. Yeah, if you like Christmas, don't watch Santa in this movie.
She has to get off the phone because she vomits. Like not again.
But she vomited in a very
peculiar way.
Yeah, right. I feel like she had to get the angle right.
And it was I don't know if like that was supposed to be it's just another fucking David Lynch quirk, or if that was supposed to signify her like kind of feeling so like like so guilty, like sick to your stomach. Like I don't know if you've ever like done something or like feel bad about something. I don't know how much guilt you rack about with you, but
I usually just drink and suppress things.
Oh yeah, push it down. Yeah, I think maybe that's what she had done. She had pushed down so much because there's a big revelation coming in this film that just all had to come out.
I feel like we need to stop looking for scents from the Wicked Witch.
Yeah, I think from this point on, like,
we'll just assume she's talking nuts.
This film is so laced with
David Lynch.
Just laced with confusion that us trying to pick it apart could mean it's fucking. This is the Lord of the Rings of podcasts, mate. Fucking.
It's a movie so it's bigger than Nicolas Cage. Normally you're like dazzled by Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage, but this is just like you almost like you forget about Nicolas Cage being in it, and you're like, oh yeah, and there goes that calm guy in the snakeskin jacket.
Well, it kind of like going through this film and like discussing what happens next. It kind of feels like I am just pulling cards out of a packet or like pulling like, you know, like, yeah, pulling random cards out that have things written on them. Because the next thing that happens in this film is they fill up gas at a gas station. Lula kind of like dances, like sat on the seat in the front, and there's an old black guy just kind of clicking his fingers and pointing at her,
just rocking.
Yeah, and again, no, I'm not looking.
It's authentic. It's what you find.
Yeah, deep south. I've just stopped looking for any meaning in what's happening. I think this is the point that I checked out. Yeah, she gets fed, like, they drive along and she gets fed up with a radio because all it is death and despair. It's like fucking...
You know when you hear a song you don't like, you switch to another radio station, you hear the same song, and you go, oh, that's annoying, and so you put the tape on yourself.
Yeah, or like, it reminded me a bit of, you know, like in films where like someone's like trying to like... It's always in like kind of cliche, like it's a cliched thing by now, but like I didn't burn down the house, or like I didn't set a fire to anything, and then they turn on the radio and every song is like, the first one is like,
you set fire to the house.
Yeah. It's like Burning Down the House by Talking Heads, or it's like Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, and like it just kind of like.
The one I said, that's not even a real song. I've got to be honest, guys. I kind of made that up.
I don't know. You kind of did it to the tune Burning Down the House.
Yeah. My house. Not the Tom Jones and Cardigans one. But yeah, she could have just put some other music on herself, but no. She had to just dramatically jump out the car and quick, grab the back of your neck. You might fall down.
Yeah. And like Cage was having a real nice sleep
in
the back as well.
What the fuck's going on? I was dreaming about sandwiches.
Banana sandwiches.
Nah, sorry, man. No rest.
No rest for the wicked.
You're dating a bitch with some craziness in her DNA.
And he manages to find music though, literally straight away.
Yeah, it's like he woke up and the radio station was like, "Oh right, Cage is up, guys. Let's put that song he really likes back on." Down, down, down. Oh, Cage is kung fu fighting again in the middle of the desert. Does he know how to dance? Or is he's fighting ghosts?
Yeah, I reckon one of the closest things, like something I want you guys to look at, is either this scene in the film or it was an interview he did on Terry Wogan around the time of this film coming out, where he kind of does a lot of this. He like because he front flips out of the car, doesn't he? Like from the back, just like.
Was this the same sort of time as Karate Kid?
No, it would have been years later. Karate Kid would have been 85. I feel like
he definitely does get some Karate Kid action going on. He does a couple of those kicks.
And he does he's like high kicks. Like I'm commending the guy, like because he's wearing some tight jeans as well. Yeah, he's rocking it. I definitely couldn't do that, but that's because I'm a chubby guy with short legs. But it's enough about my insecurities, guys. Then we get
car crash.
No, we get Johnny and old Miss Crazy at dinner. He asks her like, "Oh,
yeah, you sound a little bit disgruntled last
on the
night.
phone." Yeah. She's like,
"No,
I'm fine. No, I'm fine."
No,
and
I'm fine. No, I just wanted to have dinner with you. You know.
She says about he's like, "Did you? You didn't by any chance get Santos involved?" And she does that classic like, "No," like,
yeah,
like you can fucking see for a mile off that she is lying.
Do you know the show Lie to Me that Tim Roth did?
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing show. They only made like three seasons and they cancelled it. It was a really cool show. The really annoying thing about that show, you can't really get round, I appreciate, so it's a thing to moan about, but I guess there's no way around it. His skill is to obviously look at the facial expressions of people and be able to tell that they're lying, but they have to show you, the audience, what he's seeing. So when he's like, "Did you murder those people?" And then they go, "You can't see me right now, guys, but I'm squiggling my mouth all over." And then he goes, "That, right there, I saw that. That means you're lying." She did that same thing, right? But with her whole face.
Yeah, definitely. Well, just the whole.
She literally like crawled under the table, walked around, got back up, and went, "No, absolutely not. Would I lie to you?"
Then
so many notes, guys. Pet's dedicated, man.
Yeah.
He's written War and Peace here.
Yeah, fucking...
A lot of parentheses, a lot of brackets. Or those L's.
Dostoevsky, just kind of like breaking down each scene.
I feel like I stopped writing notes in for a while because the next thing I know is about that.
The next note I've got is that they're driving and...
The car crash. They come across the...
No, he tells...
Please let it be the car crash.
He tells Lula that he was a driver for Mr. Santos.
Because she thought he used to be an accountant, right? She thought he was an accountant. Didn't you used to be an accountant? Used to file stuff, right? Like in Vampire Kiss. I've never not filed something correctly.
No, in that film, he's actually a short story literary agent.
Obviously,
there's so much money to be made.
I feel like he's got a keen eye for short stories.
Yeah. Am I going through? Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he tells Lula that he used to drive and for Mr. Santos, and that he was outside of a house when it set on fire. Which I don't probably got to mention, like, her voice in this is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of got that like LA like bimbo-y thing to it sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's the night my daddy died. Like a bit like, I don't. She's supposed.
Like I said, man, and her neck is barely supported. She's got that kind of everything. Strained to even pronounce my words. I guess I'll finish my sentence now.
And what do we get? What do we get up next? Oh, we get poor Harry Dean Stanton is like, he goes back into his room.
Yeah,
he says like, we'll leave in the morning. Oh no, they're gonna leave.
But if only he'd gone back into the room.
Yeah, well, he tried to chance his arm with her, and she was like, nah. Go get packed up. We're leaving. Hit the road.
She knew.
He gets roughed up.
And then, it explains. He'd gone fishing with a friend.
Oh, that's coming up. Yeah. Now we have the car crash.
Oh, thank God.
One of those moments, again, like...
Nicolas Cage is a good person to have around.
I reckon so. I reckon
because when you're a survivor of a car crash and you're walking around with like a bloody head, and you know someone needs to get your attention so that they can get you the medical help you deserve, you need someone to say, "Hey, hello, girl."
And the lady in the car crash, I don't think you ever really find out her name, but
car crash lady.
Yeah, car crash lady 1 is played by Sherilyn Fenn, who was Audrey Horne in Twin Peaks. Obviously, David Lynch nicked her from that and said, "Come on this," to do a very small cameo as a lady who is looking for. It's just fucking weird. She's looking for her purse. She's
looking for something that has something on it, and her mum's not going to be happy.
Yeah, she's looking for a bobby pin.
This is just basically a movie with crazy mothers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, mate.
Her mother must be pretty ferocious that she's just had a car crash and she's worried.
Yeah.
Worried about her mother.
But she dies in front of them. I don't think it.
I mean, he was like, "Should we get her to the hospital?" And they were like, "Nah, she's about to die. Let's just accept that."
And it doesn't feel like this scene has any real significance to the rest of the film in any way. Do you know what I mean?
As opposed to all the others.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's another one. It's like loaded upon loaded upon loaded of scenes. It's like,
you feel like this is the repercussions of the 60s era. Like,
yeah. This is like, you had like the whole new Hollywood, you had and stuff like that, and then I feel like the reins were off by this point in filmmaking, that people could do whatever the fuck they wanted.
So we go back to the hotel and we find out what really happened.
Well, the mum is down in the lobby
talking to weird British guy on crutches.
Yeah. Who's got the best voice?
How rude.
He's got the best voice, and then some other little chump comes in and says, "Oh no, I found a note. Like, why he's not here?
Why didn't I notice that?"
Yeah. And the note reads, "Gone fishing.
Gone fishing with a friend. Maybe buffalo hunting too."
And she fucking loses her shit. She
does.
can't believe it.
She's not happy about it.
No, she's like she must know that.
She's like she's struggling to connect the two dots.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, hang on a minute.
There's a hit out on him.
He's disappeared, and now he's left a note saying he's gone buffalo hunting.
Yeah, like
that doesn't seem completely out of character.
Definitely, you're like Mr. Santos has fucking whacked him.
But my favourite part about this scene when old Santos comes down and the hotel staff just go, all right, I guess we'll just leave this crazy hitman looking motherfucker alone with this crazy woman. The best part about this scene, hands down, is that she has hired him to kill someone. She knows this man's moral code, and she says to him, swear that you didn't kill him. And he says, I didn't. And she goes, no, swear on your mother. And he says, I swear on my mother's life. And she instantly believes him because hitmen do not lie.
That was pretty hit out on his mum, and he took that.
Yeah, exactly. I swear on my mother's life. It's safe to do that because I've already killed the bitch. It's just shit. If you watch it, it's instantaneous. She's like automatically relieved. Oh, he's just sworn on his mother's life. There's no way he possibly could be telling me untruths right now.
Maybe it's the old classic when someone would get you to swear on your mother's life at school, and it's like he's got the old classic.
Oh, hang on a minute. Where's your hand? Where's
your
hand? Oh, hang on a minute.
Fingers crossed.
She won't get struck down by God now because my fingers are crossed. Whoever come up with that? What's the significance behind that?
No idea.
Kids.
Then we see, oh my fucking lord, we see poor old Harry Dean Stanton tied up in some fucking. Oh.
It's sad. It reminded me of the James Bond movie where the one with
the
voodoo,
the
voodoo one. It's kind of a weird. It's not really what you want to see before you go.
No, again, this scene features another Twin Peaks actress who. Sorry, it's.
I don't know if you noticed, but Pet just elongated the word actress because he's now going to look up.
Yeah, sorry, I feel like I need to say her name. She's also in
a lot of other shit.
No, she's in Seinfeld. She plays Susan's mum in Seinfeld. George Costanza's late wife.
Really?
Sorry if I've spoiled Seinfeld for you.
I recognise her.
The actress's name is, why do you have to have a difficult surname? Is Grace Zabriskie. So, yeah, we have Grace Zabriskie, Patrick Kelly, who is in The Warriors, who plays the leader of the rival gang, does the classic, Warriors come out to play. You didn't really need that, but... And then you have them...
Always need that.
You have some kind of very peculiar guy as well, like a peculiar black guy, who just...
Yeah.
Reggie, I think his name is, because the lady keeps repeating over and over again, fuck me, Reggie. It's
got a good ring to it.
Yeah,
I probably won't say it myself, but...
No, I feel like this is not the weirdest scene where a phrase is repeated over and over again, but we will get to that. And do they shoot him?
I think you hear a bang. You hear a bang. You assume he's
you hear this is very weird, like
put out of his very odd misery, and then Cage and Dern are off to Big Tuna, Texas.
Yeah, Big Tuna,
the
which
BTT.
has a lovely sign that says "fuck you," like as you drive in on a sign shaped like a fish. So
yes,
that's
just give you a taste of what's to come.
Yeah, let you know it's a lovely town.
This is just a large portion of the movie. I have no recollection of it all.
This is when it goes off the fucking rails. Not that things go crazy.
Not weird enough.
It just gets weird, like for me, in like some characters are like Look for the words.
You've really lost the ability to speak since watching this movie.
I think
feel
so.
like you've been knocked for six.
Maybe I should be like, I don't know, talking backwards in some like Twin Peaks.
Well, you've got a crazy cast at this point, haven't you? You've got
but I feel like they're brought in a bit too late into the story for me to care. That's the point I was trying to make.
That's a very good point.
Like, I think by this point it's like we get Lula. Like, as soon as they get there, Lula's sick, and she says she wants to stay there for a couple of days, which, like, I wrote down in here, like, potential downfall, and it kind of felt like a sloppy move in the way of, like,
do you want to stay in this crazy weird place?
Yeah,
well, maybe we should.
Maybe so. Like,
oh, your car sick? That's gonna get in the way of a.
But like,
journey.
Yeah, you kind of. It's gonna. Yeah.
It seems like a cool place to stop for a couple of days. I feel like that can't get us too off track.
Do you know what I mean? In the way filmmaking seems sloppy because it's like, like, I don't know. Like, it's like if their car had broken
they could have come up with something. But she's also pregnant, so.
Yeah, that is.
That kind of makes more sense, right?
Definitely. We do find out.
You're going to forgive him now. But you probably wrote that before you found out. You're like, oh, she's pregnant. But the announcement of these characters, the 3 trailer park cars going around the outside.
Oh.
around the outside. Because that's how you announce William Dafoe, right?
Oh, William Dafoe, yeah. But before he's even brought in.
Looking like Steve Buscemi. Looks like a cross between Steve Buscemi and Jaws. That's what William Dafoe looks like.
There's
in
a
this
lot
movie.
of James Bond references in this as well, without even realising.
It is.
So guys reading out. There's like a couple of guys reading out from the local paper, and then there's that like impassioned local guy as well, who's like one of the names is read out, and he's like, I don't know. Say for instance, it's Dean Sullivan. He's like, Dean Sullivan, fuck that guy. Like, what's he doing driving out there?
Was that the crazy?
Fuck him.
Was that the cop, the crazy bald dude from Identity?
No, it wasn't him. It was just like the guy who. He must have worked at the motel because they questioned him about what's going on. What's going on with that room with all the lights on? And he's like, they're shooting some porno, Texas style,
pornographic movies.
Yeah, Texas style.
And that's when the 3 trailer park cars come around the outside.
Yeah, which reminded me of. I'm not sure if you've seen the film Nocturnal Animals.
No.
Has a fucking crazy opening sequence, which is just larger ladies, topless or either naked, dancing in slow motion. And maybe Tom Ford was inspired by this scene where, I assume they came out of the porno set, like...
Yeah, they just, needed a break.
Yeah, a bit of fresh air, like us after this film.
Larger ladies, I like that. That's...
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, you want to keep. Yeah, you want to keep people. You want to keep your.
Hey guys, I love people of all sizes.
Oh dear Lord,
sizes and shapes. You're all lovely.
You've been destroyed.
I have fuck. Yeah, but almost as like kind of these 3 ladies as like ring announcers at boxing, they bring in the big contender. Willem Dafoe.
It's just doesn't look like a trustworthy, friendly guy, does he?
No, he's kind of. Is it? Am I right in saying he's got like a kind of like tasseled leather jacket on?
Yeah, definitely shoulder pad tasseled.
Yeah, and like he's in all black. He's got like slick back hair.
Yeah, like I said, he's definitely Steve Buscemi and Jaws. And
he's got nubs for teeth, hasn't he? Like they're fucking crazy.
This is.
He talks for.
It's exhausting even revisiting all of this.
Yeah, he talks.
I feel like this is the part where the movie just loses me with energy levels.
Oh, definitely.
I'm just like, get out of the fucking desert, guys.
When he talks just a load of shit that again just means fucking nothing. And then Lula back in the room. She's like, I want to, like, she's probably wants to go. She's been polite. She has that classic polite thing. She's like, I'm not feeling too well. Let's go back to the room. Like, we all know what she's saying. Like, this guy's fucking weird. He's chatting a load of shit about being in the Marines.
Not happy about the choices we've made tonight.
And she has a vision which, like, you don't see a lot, but it's like, I found it pretty disturbing of, like, especially when you realise what it is, of her like laid upon a hospital bed.
Yeah.
With a it's like a kind of magnifying glass on her face, and she's like not having a good time.
I thought she was in a dentist chair at one point. I thought it was like Marathon Man.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't.
Yeah, and you kind of like see blood being taken out of her, and then you kind of see something bloody thrown in a bin, and the bin closed. And this, after seeing this harrowing moment, she decides to write down a little post-it note for Sailor that
she is with child.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to tell you what that scene was. You fucking figure it out. His reaction to her being pregnant, though, is fucking great, because he pulls out 2 cigarettes.
That is amazing. And it seemed like he'd done that before.
Yeah.
Like, pregnant is the reflex button. 2 cigarettes this time. 2 cigarettes. But then he says, that's cool.
Yeah, 1 hit of nicotine. Yeah, I reckon if it was 1 cigarette, his reaction would have been a bit different.
Yeah. It's like a tell. It's like John Malkovich in Rounders. Got the Oreo cookie.
I might try the 2. Like, next time I get bad news, it might soften the blow. That if the two.
He's just trying to die quicker.
Yeah, I reckon.
It's like you're gonna be a dad. Oh, let's hurry this along.
Yeah,
I don't need this.
If I do this, I don't have to spend that much time with a kid.
I should just mention at this part in my notes, it just says William Dafoe is completely insane. As if I needed reminding.
Yes. Well, that brings us on to a scene that is
where he likes nice women with tits who talk tough and fuck like a bunny.
Yeah, he comes in to use the toilet,
which would make a great greeting card.
Easter, Happy Easter, Nan.
They're wedding vows, right? Definitely want to put that in my wedding vows. But
yeah, he comes in to use the toilet, and
creepy.
He grabs her and tries to have sex with her, and then won't let go of instead of her holding her neck,
he does a trump on her.
He does.
He trumps her.
Yeah. Who's it? Yeah. Oh. Trying to think who Trump was talking to make that explicit. If you don't know what we're talking about, guys, where the fuck have you been for the last 12 months?
I think it was Riley. Was it Riley? I don't think it was.
I don't know. I think the poor guy's been sacked, like whoever it was.
Oh, by Riley?
No. The guy who he said that line to, or like someone he said something vulgar to.
Yeah.
And it's like they just kind of were there and like, I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, guys. There's enough pressing matters to deal with what the fuck happens in Wild at Heart, let alone to talk about.
Isabella Rossellini in this movie, and it's so weird because I'd never seen so much of her when she was like younger.
Yeah, well, she is totally skipped over that she is as soon as they arrive in Big Tuna,
Texas.
Big Tuna. They go and see her because. It's not really explained how he knows her, but
it probably is explained. I feel like we're just tired.
But he asks, "Is there a hit out on me? Like, what do you know?
What's the word on the grapevine?"
Yeah, exactly. What's the word on the killer circuit?
But she's like this old school sex symbol porn star. She's looking like Madonna in the 80s here. She's got like the really big eyebrows. Yeah,
I couldn't figure out if she's wearing a wig or she's just got horrible...
Well, she definitely had a wig. I mean, one of the first times I saw her is when she's like an older lady in Roger Dodger. And that couldn't have been like more than kind of early to mid 2000s. And you can see her age there. And that's like, what, 10, 15 years maybe?
Yeah.
But, it's strange. She's... pretty quiet. She's got a very distinctive voice. It was very weird seeing.
Yeah, well, I feel like sometimes David Lynch doesn't really play to it just puts people. It doesn't matter where they're from. No need to explain why there's someone with a German accent living in
Hey, it's multicultural.
Yeah, exactly. He's an all-inclusive guy.
Although in Texas, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she would be living there there.
Where should we go to start a new life? How about Texas? I hear they're real open,
forward thinking. Yeah. Yeah, the scene where Thingy comes into the toilet, tries to calls her a sexy bunny and stuff like that, and like she hops backwards really slowly, and he says, bunnies don't jump slowly, they jump fast. And then to give her a break from grabbing her own neck, he gives it a go. He
holds it up for her, which is very gentlemanly.
And says to her, say fuck me and I will let you go. And just keeps repeating in this fashion.
I feel like he wins her over.
Fuck me. Fuck me.
She's either considering it or she's just very tired.
Fuck me. Fuck me.
All right, man. That's
I think that's enough of that.
That's a pretty scary impression.
Yeah, sorry. That is what he does. Like, sorry, I feel like I sat through this for you guys. You fucking suffer.
Yeah, you just want to get everybody on board.
Yeah, definitely. And she kind of, I'm not sure her reaction. Yeah, I think, yeah. It is the jury's out on that one, what her reaction is. And then we have Bobby Peru is Willem Dafoe's character's name. Another brilliant name in this film. Bobby Peru. Is it Peru or Faru?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Either way.
Good name. He's figured out that she's pregnant. He takes Cage to a bar, gets him pissed and says, got a little deal for you. Like, I got this job. There's going to be ready for it, guys. $5,000. Not like...
How many dollars?
5,000.
Wow, man.
You can
start a new life with that.
Yeah, I reckon, yeah. What are the places he says? So he goes, you go to Mexico, go down to the coast.
Well, it's 1990. You could probably buy a house
just about
here for that price.
Just about anywhere, he says.
Just about anywhere. Just about anywhere. Depends how you want to travel, first class or
$2,500, which is a whole lot better than the $40.
Pay a guy with a camel to take you somewhere. Really.
He manages to get him on board for the robbery because he guilt trips him by saying, "Oh, it's like you got a baby on the way. You might need that money." And he shows him like as if he wasn't sold already. He's like, "Hey, come check out the trunk of my car. I got some guns. These are my collection of guns." And he's like,
I was really expecting to see Clay's bike from 13 Reasons Why in there, as your wonderful girlfriend pointed out earlier. That was still in my head when he opened the trunk. Was anybody else expecting a dead body in there as well? I'm pretty sure there should have been.
Or the classic Tarantino shot from the from the boot of the car up at Willem Dafoe and his chiseled teeth.
A strong jawline.
Yeah. And then Sailor comes back to the hotel.
That's such a classic man-woman moment because all he does is walk in the room, look at her and take a shower, and she's like, "So you've been drinking?" Yeah. I feel like women have that amazing radar of just knowing. So, oh God, here we go.
Yeah,
here we go.
And I only mentioned this scene really.
A couple of beers
is for the pants he's wearing. Like,
yeah, he's wearing panties, right?
I think so. Yeah,
they've definitely kind of got G-string kind of.
Yeah, they've got like at the waistband.
Pretty thin.
Yeah, really thin waistband on the sides, only kind of like a bit of a pouch at the front, and then round to the back. I'm not sure.
He definitely gets that blanket up quickly to avoid embarrassment. I don't know. It was.
I don't know if they've he didn't have that much getting out of prison. Maybe she packed more pants than he did. Like they don't really go into the
origin
logistics.
Of his pants.
Yeah,
maybe previously he'd worn cockroach pants.
And he's like, oh, no.
Maybe cockroaches ate the rest of his pants. Maybe when he started out that scene, the pants were much bigger, 3 times bigger, and cockroaches just ate away until he was in a G-string. That's my theory anyway.
Well,
bringing it back.
Yeah, well, it kind of shows you that by this point, we weren't really paying attention. We're not paying attention too much, but like, I've like literally even someone's pants would be like, what does that mean?
There has to be a reason for everything.
Yeah, exactly. And
never learn.
Then we get
robbery.
Bobby Peru turns out to be the other guy who got the silver dollar. So,
what are the odds?
So yeah,
who saw that coming?
So Mrs. Palmer, Patrick Kelly, and old creepy guy had the other one, and Bobby Peru and Isabella Rossellini got the other to take Sailor out. He lets you know that this job is a ruse to get him dead. And then the robbery is about to go down. Isabella Rossellini is the driver.
Almost foiled by that keen-eyed
Yeah,
cop.
keen-eyed detective. But like, yeah, you got Cage working the door, isn't he? He's like the kind of man on the floor, and then
Who 2 seconds after walking in just goes, ah!
that's how you do it. That's how you let them know you mean business.
Guys, if you don't cooperate, I'll shout at the ceiling. I'll do it.
But the robbery goes south.
Who would have thought? Who'd have seen that coming, eh?
One of the tellers gets shot.
Loses a hand.
Yeah, and then
Dog.
Thingy,
Thingy.
Sailor,
Sailor.
that's the one. Sailor then says, "Call it, man." Like, we ain't about this shit. Pulls the gun on him.
Yeah.
And he's like, duds.
What?
He's got no...
William Dafoe just can't be trusted.
Yeah. Like, he should have known from the first scene that he can't be trusted.
He seemed like a
stand-up guy.
like a trustworthy guy. I mean, he found out that he knew his girlfriend was pregnant. He never really followed up on that too much. He just thought, "Do you know what, I'm going to go to sleep." But yeah, all along, turns out a little bit crazy.
At that moment, the other teller as well tries to shoot Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe shoots him, which gives Sailor his lucky break because pump action
how else
shotgun
would he have gotten out of that situation?
only get 2 shots. So he runs out the door.
Dog comes out with somebody's hand just to add that light touch of humour.
Yeah, like
in
slapstick.
an otherwise dramatic moment.
Yeah, you got those 2 tellers kind of like slopping about on the floor in a load of blood in almost like a Laurel and Hardy like fashion of like, whoa.
It was definitely kind of late 80s, early 90s kind of special effects for blood.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure blood's that colour.
It's super red, like almost like...
So red.
Yeah, like Shogun Assassin style.
There's a lot of E numbers in that blood.
And there is a policeman shoots Willem Dafoe down.
Yeah, he does.
But in amazing fashion, Willem Dafoe falls onto his own shotgun and shoots his head clean off.
I mean, and is there a reason for that? Like, you could have just have him.
Yeah, he could have just
died a normal death.
No. Maybe he had that written into his contract.
Yeah. All right, I'll die, but it has to be in a dramatic way.
And then we are
So
drawing
close to the end.
to the end, guys. Sailor's jailed. We might just rattle through this end.
Yeah.
Sailor is jailed. He gets a letter in prison. She kept the baby. She's gonna call it Pace, regardless if it's a boy or if it's a girl. Then we jump.
I'm all right with that. Pace feels like not really gender specific.
Yeah, so kind of reminds me of Pacey from Dawson's Creek.
Or Halen Pace from Halen Pace.
And again, we get... by this point, I could have written down the total amount of time it was, but I just wrote 5 years later because I'm not fucking about it. He got 6 years in prison. The kid is now grown up. We get the Mrs. Crazy on the phone to Lula saying, "Are you going to go meet up with Sailor? Are you going to meet up out of prison again?" She's like, "Yeah." And she's into, again, like, fucking frantic. She's laying on a footstool or something like that.
She's kind of humping an ottoman, you would call it. It got in a non-homophobic way in my house growing up. It got called a pufter.
Yeah.
A pufter.
A buffet. Yeah.
She's humping a pufter. She's on the phone to her daughter, which is kind of like Texas-style pornography, right?
Yeah. And amazing. Lula, like, she can't throw a glass of like water in her mum's actual face, so throws it at a picture of her on the coffee table, which is
ice
great.
Just remains.
Yeah. And so she meets up with Sailor,
old snakeskin himself.
Yeah. Oh, fucking blue suede shoes. They kind of have. He
Hey,
just
how you doing? You alright? Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Yeah, this is your son.
Instead of like, you would think a nice tender moment, like the first time of meeting your son, you would hold him just tight in your arms and be like, "I love you. You're a part of me."
He just hands kids
a stuffed toy.
He's always done it. It's the same thing he did in Con Air.
And
like,
shakes the kid's hand as well. Yeah. Just like it's a business transaction.
How you doing, man?
Here's your
Nice to meet you.
here's your stuffed lion. Shake hands. Deal done. And then he has second thoughts.
She's been waiting for him for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know what? I changed my mind.
I'm gonna call it a day.
Nah, I gave it 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
The kid.
It feels right.
And he's like, the kid.
I'm not sure.
He's like, the kid's gone 6 years without knowing me. He can forget me pretty quick.
Do you know what? I'm just going to leave. I'm going to walk off towards these unsuspecting hoodlums.
Yeah, but before that, the thing he says to his son, like,
yes.
he just kind of
life advice.
Spouts off some bullshit life advice.
Something to do with Poncho and...
Yeah, he's like, if something's not feeling good, or like, just get out of there, or something like that.
Which is exactly what he did.
What he is doing.
Yeah, he's basically justifying his own actions.
Yeah, and he walks off towards... Well, it's kind of... It reminded me of the guys look like they just walked off the set of the Beat It video. Or the Bad, like a Michael Jackson, like Bad or Beat It, one of those videos.
I mean, they all had leather jackets.
Leather jackets, bandanas, like... they kind of... And it's kind of staged like one of those videos as well, because you've got
you have to commend these delinquents for their choreography, because they got the space in absolutely perfect. At no point were two of them close together to each other. They all came in. You could have got like a ruler and, well, fucking big ruler, maybe a tape measure, and you could have measured the distance between these people. They were all exactly right.
I reckon what type of thing they could have got is one of those, those wheelie, like... one of those wheelie tape measures, you know the ones I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where you get those guys along the side of the road. Regardless of that...
you use whatever measuring device feels right for you. The point is,
guys.
They were choreographed well.
And they beat the shit out of him. Is that fair
I would say he got one good punch.
And then a few kicks.
But one very noticeable good punch, which... did something to him I've never seen before to that extent.
Yeah,
on a man with a slim, slender nose.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden he had like a massive Play-Doh stuck to the middle of his face where his nose should have been.
As you quite rightly pointed out, with slightly different skin tone.
Yeah, to the rest of his face. It literally sticks out like a sore... not even a sore thumb, a sore nose.
And he's,
you could say.
And he's visited, isn't he, by his
he is visited
fairy godmother?
Yeah, by I believe in
some other blonde woman.
It is a direct reference to the Wizard of Oz.
It is,
because is it like the Good Witch? I think so.
It was a more attractive version of the Crazy Bitch.
Yeah, who is actually played by Cheryl Lee, who is Laura Palmer in Twin Peaks. So snuck her in there. David Lynch, you sly bastard.
All the best directors keep using the same
people.
Cast. Woody Allen, Spike Lee,
Tarantino.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Exactly.
Stick with a winning formula.
Auteurs. And then he has an epiphany, and I found this actually quite funny. It was
this is easily the funniest part of the scene. And I believed it. I believe...
Well, it's when he apologises.
He could have continued to get beaten up by these guys, but he stopped them in their tracks with a polite summary, a nice summation of the situation.
I kind of like, it's like, it's almost like he's seen the error of his ways, and he's like,
and that's what he said.
Yeah, I don't want to. I love Lula. I want to go.
Anymore. I'm just going to remove myself from this situation. Just watch, stand as I run off.
Does he leave his? Did he have a bag?
I don't.
A suitcase? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, he just runs off.
Which is, I apologise for referencing to you guys in a homosexual way.
Oh yeah, because he calls them faggots. Yeah. So he's really nice about
And
it.
he realises that was a bad thing to say.
As you guys should at home. Don't go around calling people
Don't do it. Don't
mean
do it.
words.
Unless you are referencing the very funny Canadian comedian Tom Stage, who does a very, very funny bit about those guys that you see selling fish food. I've got a bag full of faggots. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. Tom Stage, very, very funny guy. Anyway, back to what
the final
is
moment.
So close to the end of this movie that we start to even get a reference to another film that's been... He looks like he's suddenly in the beginning of La La Land.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of cars. Suddenly, there's no cars to be seen a minute ago, and now it's jam-packed, full of cars. He could just run along the sidewalk, but he goes, no, I'm just going to get there a little quicker if I run on the cars.
It's just another day of sun. Yeah, is all that was going on in my mind as he was like running along the bonnets of the car. Gets to Lula's car, hugs her, kisses her on the bonnet, and we end on a big...
On the bonnet. Right on the bonnet. Gives her a smacker right there.
We end on a nice musical number of Love Me Tender.
Who'd have seen that coming?
I know, and
The foreshadowing in this movie has taught me a lot.
I have never been so excited
About smoking.
for smoking and hearing a Elvis Presley song, because it meant the end.
Yeah, it did.
This film.
I mean, I feel like you can watch it once.
Maybe I reckon I could probably possibly watch it.
I watch a lot of movies a lot.
I could pretty much watch it. I kind of have a thing with Requiem for a Dream.
I can watch a movie a lot of times, but not this. Not this one.
No.
No.
I reckon I could watch it again. Maybe not right. Like
No, maybe in several years. What did I write? I wrote here, my threshold for weirdness is dramatically lower than this movie. I can handle dialogue, but it needs to be a bit more peppy and energetic and regular. There's just...
So, would you say you enjoyed this, but are you like glad to have seen it in any way, or?
I like I said, I'd seen parts of it before, but I don't think I've ever sat and watched it the whole way through, and there may be a reason for that. The last 2/3 of it definitely were a surprise, but yeah, I mean, this is, and if any of you guys have not seen that many Nicolas Cage movies, and you're like, why is Nicolas Cage so weird?
This definitely is.
This is like a skeleton in his closet, right? Well, it's not so much a skeleton in his closet, but it's like an explanation to his journey.
Yeah, well, this definitely this is another one from like Vampire's Kiss that is very much about like a crazy performance in a crazy, like, this is a crazy film. Like
you say, he's not that crazy in this movie.
Yeah, well, I think he like if he was, this was directed maybe by someone else, or he didn't have all the cast of lunatics around him. Yeah.
Basically, if the film had been different.
Yeah, but like if he had the same performance, like he's ramped up performances.
Everybody
like
else
in other
was
films.
Just toned it down a little bit.
Yeah,
she got her lipstick just on her lips.
Exactly. Yeah,
William Dafoe had better dentist
and more respect for women.
Yes, yes, and Laura Dern could support the weight of her own head. It could have all been very, very different. But Nicolas Cage, he's a tremendously good actor. I mean, he's an Oscar-winning actor. He's done a lot of amazing films, as you're going to find out.
Yeah,
but
you saying about Oscar winner there are films up until this date that still keep fucking milking that teat. It's like you'll get straight to DVD releases that drive it home every time, top of the DVD. I've got a lot of these. Oscar winner Nicolas Cage. It's like, it was 1996 he won an Oscar, guys. Like, there's surely got to be a there's got to be a time limit on that. You can't just churn it out for your like film that cost you $5 to make over a weekend because you got bored. Like,
I did say, but it felt like him and John Cusack seemed to go through a period where they were having a competition who could sabotage themselves a little bit. I mean, I tremendous respect for John Cusack. He has actually made many, many good movies, but for the last 9 years, he's also been blocking me on Twitter. So I have a bit of a grudge against Mr. Cusack.
Why is he?
It's very serious, actually. I'm not even kidding.
Why
is
he blocking you on Twitter?
So John Cusack made a movie called Max, and it was all about Hitler. and what could have happened with Hitler, because Hitler was very into his art and his finger paintings. And he had kind of like somebody who he looked up to, his sort of art tutor called Max, and kind of like a role model. But he there's a line in the movie, like John Cusack plays Max, where he says, "Come on, Hitler, I'll buy you a lemonade," which is a tremendous line, right? And I think at one point, this was around about 2009, 2008, John Cusack had tweeted something, and I'd replied, "Come on, Cusack, I'll buy you a lemonade." And to which he replied, "Clever guy, saw Max." And at the time, my girlfriend was like, "Oh my God, John Cusack's just replied," and I was just like, "Yeah, me and Cusack go way back. Like we're tight as anything, me and Cusack." Clearly joking. I think it got retweeted a couple more times by some people, and then I don't think he took too kindly to that, thinking, "Who is this crazy motherfucker?" And yeah, I looked a week or two later, and I was blocked, which I found a bit strange. Because, but I had heard he's a little bit insane on there. He did go on like crazy rants and tirades.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
he does.
He was called Elephant Trainer, or that was his handle at one point. He had a very odd online persona.
I'm always tempted for people who get blocked by people to set up an account that is solely photos of people's tweets, and then people can follow that. So it'd be like,
I still love Cusack. He's made some great movies.
Yeah,
but yeah, they both seem to have that same success, and then they both kind of made a few not so great movies.
A few wrong steps here and there.
Yeah, I feel like Cage has owned it. He's kind of like, he's like, yeah, this is me now. I'm doing this.
Yeah,
this is my thing. This is my thing.
Well, I reckon you've heard what we've obviously had to say about the film. Let's see if our views match those of IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, and Metacritic, the three scoring systems. I always go on this based on, like, if I Google it, what are the three that comes up? So
I had a friend like this that used to do this with movies and computer games. He'd check the reviews first before watching or playing something, and
he'd do it before. Or...
Yeah. Oh, I got 5 stars. Oh, it's obviously going to be brilliant then, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I kind of try to avoid certain ones because, like, I don't know, when something is left up to the general public, like, I feel like on IMDb, potentially, like, people who go on there are possibly more into films than, say, if it was Amazon, where it's the general public, which, sorry guys, but a lot of you are nutters and just want to spill...
It's the ratio of having free time.
Yeah, spill hate on the internet. That's why you write mean things to people on Twitter, or you become like John Cusack.
Travel reviews.
Yeah, or you just, I don't know, you just do nuts things. You just... You get angry about a lady who has a big bum and is married to a rapper, and you put her up as a role model when she never asked for it. So just leave her alone, guys, okay?
Yeah, man, she was just going about her life.
Yeah, okay.
She didn't know that camera was on her when she was having sex that time.
Well, let's see. IMDb.
What's going on?
What do you reckon it's going to be?
I think that it's been... probably revised since the first ones. I think a lot of people hold David Lynch in very high regard. So when you don't understand something, you don't want to like be the only one that doesn't recognise the genius in it. So you just go along and go, "The man's a visionary. The man's a visionary. He knew exactly what he was doing." So yeah, I feel like it would probably be slightly more good than bad, but some weirdness definitely.
Right. So the score out of 10 on this is. IMDb is
7.8.
7.2 out of 10.
Okay.
So
solid.
Yeah, solid, like not too high, not like I know one of the only films at the moment I think that has got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, or at least 99, is Get Out. I haven't seen it personally, but like
I went to watch that the other day.
Yeah?
It was a bad copy, so I gave up after 2-3 minutes.
And then we have Rotten Tomatoes, which is 65%. I think that is quite in line with the
Rotten
IMDb,
Tomatoes.
with the IMDb score.
Yeah.
And then Metacritic is 52. So Metacritic
is the It's the god of critics.
Exactly.
It hasn't got time for bullshit.
So I feel like, I don't know. It's those scores kind of, to me, kind of show like a middling to... It's okay.
The movie's 27 years old. You know, it's at the time watching this movie, probably would have been very, very different. Probably worse.
Definitely. Like, well, I reckon this would have been shocking. This would have been like, obviously, in context, like, this would have been fucking nuts. This would have been one to go to work on a Monday, be like, I fucking saw this.
You're watching Look Who's Talking, or Look Who's Talking 2, and then you turn over.
Look who's bloody talking now, like, look who else is talking, like, you won't believe it, the chair's talking.
Honey,
like.
The kids have been shrunk. What's going on the other channel? I don't know, some woman's putting on way too much lipstick and Nicolas Cage is kung fu fighting.
Let's get that on. But yeah, I feel like this is like the reviews, I don't know, are our reviews in line with...
I would say so. It's definitely...
It's an experience.
It's exhausting watching this movie, and I remember it being that way. It's just, you've only got so much patience with that kind of...
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't rule it out. Like,
and it has more of a storyline than, say, so Mulholland Drive's a lot more enjoyable to watch. Like I said to you before, I've never actually managed to get through Inland Empire without falling asleep, but this movie can't make its mind up between being a normal kind of mainstream storyline movie and it's just got a touch of too much madness with Lynch. I don't know.
So that's it for this episode. Do you have obviously with comedy, do you have anything coming up? Like, do you have any shows?
I do, if I can remember how to.
Sorry to put you on the spot, man.
No problem. So, run a monthly comedy night in Hove at the station. It's normally on the second Saturday of each month. By the time you're listening to this, the next one probably would have been and gone.
When is the next one?
Next Saturday, the 13th.
I'm not sure when I'm going to put this up. Who knows?
And then, me and my good friend Rebecca Shortall are doing a Shortall. I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Shortall, mate. Me and Rebecca Shortall, we're doing the Brighton Fringe. We're splitting an hour, so we're doing half an hour each at the Artista on the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 20th of May. It's not a huge place, but it should be good.
Cool, and
should be good.
People can keep up to date with like any show. Like, do you post on your Twitter? Or?
I don't use Twitter as much as I used to, but I definitely still pop on there. So it's Hurley, HURLY _Burley, BURLY. Hurly Burly being my favourite movie,
nice,
which is a lot more fast-paced, alcohol, drug-fueled, hedonistic kind of dialogue, a little bit more snappy. And
who's in that? Sean.
You need to see this movie, man. So it's a very odd favourite movie to have, and it probably divides a lot of people. The Rotten Tomatoes reviews of that are probably the same, but it used to be a play, and it's Sean Penn, Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey very much plays Kevin Spacey as he often does. Sean Penn, Kevin Spacey, Chaz Palminteri, Meg Ryan brilliantly playing a drug-taking crazy woman. Robin Wright Penn, now Robin Wright, and Anna Paquin. And Gary Shandling, the late Gary Shandling, who was absolutely amazing, fantastic. But it's if you like kind of like Tarantino dialogue, but a little bit quicker, a little bit more hedonistic. I wouldn't necessarily say smarter, but the dialogue's very, very clear. It's kind of I used to call it like Catcher in the Rye for grown-ups on crack.
Nice.
Yeah, it used to be a play. Yeah,
well, I really enjoy like the McDonough brothers. Seven Psychopaths and
The
Guard. That very like cine literate. Like, did you say it's like it's about people in LA? Is it?
It's.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a dialogue in those types
agents.
of films.
It's kind of like it's supposed to be similar to like The Player, with Tim Robbins, but it isn't. It's they're up in the hills, and nothing. There's not a large amount of storyline. It's just relationships, interacting, and overanalyzing of everything. But if you like that kind of thing, if you like that kind of really good, quick dialogue, smart dialogue, it's really good to watch.
Well, when I'm not watching Nicolas Cage films, I would definitely get on that. I might actually watch that this evening.
And then if you want to watch your boy who unfortunately got removed from this film, old Stanton dude, he's in She's So Lovely, which is very similar as well.
Nice.
It's actually very, very funny. John Travolta performance as well. One of the only times I've actually laughed at.
John Travolta, like maybe in the future, like he might come up in this journey.
He would make a very good man to explore. He's probably done a range.
Yeah, I think there's a film he starred in with Nicolas Cage. I'm not sure though. There definitely is, guys. It's called Face Off.
The 6 Degrees of Nicolas Cage is everybody. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
I've been Petros Patsilivus. I've had Martin Huxter on with me.
And we're both exhausted.
Yeah, we're both exhausted.
We've given you everything. We've made it so you don't even need to see the film. I can't imagine too many people would be like, I want to see. Do you think people who haven't seen this movie off the back of this little description, more out of curiosity than anything else?
Guys,
we've just told them everything that happens. But
if you've watched, that reminds me, if you've watched this film, if you have any differing opinions, if there's anything that we've missed, or there's anything, you
dickheads. Yeah. The reason why she does that.
Yeah, so if there's anything like that, if you want to just...
I couldn't even give an example then. I'm
sling some abuse or just have a chat about it.
And if you've ever found cockroach in your underwear...
hit me up on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at cagedinpod, or drop me an email, which is cagedinpod@gmail.com. Next episode...
What is coming up?
We have, so I used to do it in 4 chunks. I'm going to fuck that off, guys, and I'm just going to give you what's coming right next. Right now. Yeah, right here, right now. Fatboy Slim.
The lesser known. Petros.
The B-side.
Remix.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Fucking hell. God, you get a woman with an extra bloody D in her name and you forget how to use the bloody English language.
Episode 15 will be Zanderley. All I know about this film is the front cover, and it looks like a kind of Basic Instinct style erotic thriller. Zanderley. Zanderley.
He's done so many movies I haven't even heard of half of them.
Yeah,
I find myself on knowing a fair amount about movies and Nicolas Cage and what's going on? What's he been doing?
Well, guys, until next time.
If you're still listening, that is impressive.
Yeah, we've clocked in. Yeah, well, stop rambling. I've been Petros Patsilivus, had Martin Huxter on. We've been Caged In. You've been Rad. Bye!
Keep caging.